Hello, this is Claude Sports Corner, and here I'm in the AFC West. And I'm starting out with this division's last place team. And as you know, I have a tried and true method, follow the quarterback. Now, this is one of the very few circumstances where the best quarterback in the division, arguably anyway, will end up on the last place team in that division. And that's the San Diego Chargers. Philip Rivers is by far the most accomplished quarterback left in the division, especially once Peyton Manning retired. And listen, he's outplayed Manning last year anyway. But Melvin Gordon was a huge bust. I mean, he was a colossal disappointment. I do believe he'll be better this year, but trust me, losing Brandon Oliver to a torn ACL did not help matters. It just didn't. Antonio Gates is a little long in the tooth, and I like Antonio Gates. He's one of my favorites. The Joey Bosa fiasco finally ended. Now, will he play this weekend? Will he play even well this year? He's a tweener. He's more of an effort guy. I think they reached. I'm just not that big a Bosa fan. I mean, I heard so much about him in college. I watched a few games of his. I mean, he's a very good but not great player. He's not one of those guys that wow you. Now, he's an effort guy, no question about it. But is he a guy you build your defense around? I don't think so. My God. I'm still waiting for Manti Te'o to do any damn thing. I mean, he's been mediocre at best. I do like Corey Legion, however. Their receivers, nothing to write home about outside of Keenan Allen. The Stevie Johnson injury hurts him badly. Their offensive line is ridiculously bad. They could not protect Philip Rivers to save their lives last year. I mean, to me, top to bottom, they're just, outside of Rivers, Gates, and Keenan Allen, and Corey Legion, not very good, period. Oh, I love Verrett, though. Jason Verrett's a very good corner. Might be, outside of Desmond Trufant, he is the most underrated corner in pro football. I like him. He's going to be a stud. But I just don't see them winning. Not very much at all. I have them going 5-11, bottom dwellers of the AFC West. Now, coming in at third place. And I like this team. I like the Kansas City Chiefs. But, you know what? When you lose a Sean Smith, he covered up a lot of mistakes. Because I know Marcus Peters had a lot of picks. But they threw a lot his way because they didn't want any parts of Sean Smith. And him staying within the division, going to the Raiders, that's huge. That's a huge deal. Justin Houston's hurt. I don't know how much Tamba Hali has left in the tank. I do like Derrick Johnson. And plus, I'm going to be honest. You know, Alex Smith is a very serviceable quarterback. He really is. And he's come a long way from when he first started with San Francisco. Because I remember his first couple of years, he was really bad. But he does not scare you. He just doesn't. Their receiving core was better last year with Jeremy Maclin. But they don't scare you either. I do like the tight end Kelsey. They're a nice team. And let's face it, one of my favorite players, Jamal Charles, his health, I know that they won last year without him, but he's still the heartbeat of that team on the offensive side. And I root for guys like Jamal Charles. As everybody knows, I'm a Steeler fan first, but there are certain guys, and at the top of the list of that is Larry Fitzgerald. There are certain players that I root for, and I would love to see win a championship before they go. Larry Fitzgerald, Jamal Charles, J.J. Watt, those type of guys, I want them to win because they embody what the sport is all about. They are classy, they are gentlemen, they are great ambassadors for the sport of professional football. But I just don't see the Chiefs doing anything. Now, will they be an above 500 team? Absolutely not. Can they overcome the losses that they've gotten over the defensive side? God, I see them going 9-7 and finishing third in the AFC West. Now, the second place team, I have Denver in second place. Reason I choose them to finish second, and originally I had them winning the division. I don't trust this guy. Listen, we all know that Trevor Siemian is keeping the seat warm for Paxton Lynch. And I have a funny feeling that by week 6 or 7, Paxton Lynch will be the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos. And if that happens, that means they're in big trouble. And I like Lynch long term, short term, Listen, you could make a case he could start right now over Siemian. But I understand why they're doing that. And luckily, they do have a Gary Kubiak system where they are a run-first offense. And I'm not just going by last year's Broncos team. If you look at him historically with his teams offensively in Baltimore and especially in Houston during the Arian Foster and Matt Schaub era, they were a run-first offense and did a lot off of play action. And you'll see that a lot here. Listen, he has weapons. He has Demaryius Thomas. He's got C.J. Anderson, Emmanuel Sanders. They cut Ronnie Hillman, which I understand he fumbled a lot, but now they do have a nice guy they picked up in the draft. He could be a stud, especially in that offensive system. Their offensive line is not that great. We already know how the defense is. Listen, they have the best bookends at outside linebacker, Vaughn Miller, DeMarcus Ware. They're great. There's no question about it. Great secondary. Aqib Talib, Roby, Chris Harris Jr., TJ Ward. They're outstanding. No question about it. But they are going to miss Malik Jackson something terrible. They really underestimated that loss. And also Danny Trevathan. Even though Brandon Marshall's very good, you lose two guys like that, you're going to take a hit somewhere. Now, I do have them winning 10 games. They will be 10-6, and I think they'll make the playoffs. And I have the Denver Broncos finishing in second place. And that comes to the Oakland Raiders. I feel that this is the year that they finally get over the hump and win the division. I tell you, I like Carr. He is so good. He has really matured a lot. Now, the third step of his maturation will be finishing games, something the Raiders as a whole did not do very well at the end of the season. Jack Del Rio has done a wonderful job. Reggie McKenzie, as a GM, did an outstanding job this season. Off-season, getting the likes of a Sean Smith or Reggie Nelson to shore up that back end. Khalil Mack is the best young defensive player in pro football. He is a great player, no question about it. Have Amari Cooper. I like Murray. I like the draft pick in the secondary. He's a hard hitter. He reminds you of if he's anything like they say he's going to be, if he's a young Jack Tatum, well, Oakland is back among the elite in the AFC, and they will win the AFC West 11-5 this season. Please like and subscribe. This is Claude Sports Corner. Take care and God bless.